podcast, but we all love Italian Serie A. And myself and Chris were watching Football Italia, the Heroes video.
Yep, available on VHS.
I don't know if in my house it's available on VHS, certainly. But it's funny
any time
because
an open invite. I thought that's where you were going with that. I'm sorry.
Well, I've got some neighbours, so I'd certainly like to invite. But you know, we were looking at the.
I hope she listens.
I hope she listens as well. I don't even know who she is, but no. You know, Hullet and Balbo and Baggio and Platt and Fonseca and Gascoigne. And funnily enough, I meant to mention, see that when Zola was at, Parma, it was Zola in the same team. It was Zola, Faustino Asprilla, Thomas Brolin. Was Sensini part of that team?
Nestor was, I believe, yep.
Sensini, and there was quite a few other fucking fantastic players. But the point is, they got to the Cup Winners' Cup final and they won it they lost against Arsenal, didn't they? Aye, they lost against Arsenal 1-0. But the point is, to them that was amazing. And I seen an interview with Zola talking about how over the moon they were that they qualified for the UEFA Cup. Can you imagine a team saying that now? Because football is now shite. Football is just eating itself.
See, when Thomas Brolin went to Leeds, the fans used to sing Brolin, Brolin, Brolin. They did, actually.
That's great.
What was the next bit?
I don't know. You're so fat, you're rolling. It was quite a chunky.
He wasn't fat when he arrived.
Well, he was. Oh, was he not?
It was Leeds that done it to him.
That's right. Greatest number 10s.
Don't go out and Leeds.
Chris wrote his greatest number 10s, which was basically a lie.
Are you shit? I'll go back.
Rise out you.
Do you know what's at the end of the day? I could fucking get it up on the screen and just read it word for word.
Easy.
No, Thomas Brolin's a guy who is ridiculed, but fucking he was fantastic. He played from that Sweden team. He was brilliant at the World Cup. So fuck he's all.
There was a recent list of all-time greatest Swedish sports stars. Don't know if anybody's seen it.
Oh, the Zlatan thing. And
Zlatan was 2 behind Bjorn Borg. Which, I mean, come on, Bjorn Borg.
Yeah.
Like tennis was.
Zlatan wasn't happy though, was he?
No, I know, but fucking Larsson was 37. Right, and there's
37?
37. And there was a guy who was about 3rd or 4th who's a fucking table tennis player. That's not even a sport.
Yeah. Where was Michael Lustig, by the way? First one, obviously first, of course. Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell us that Thomas Brolin was on that list.
No, he was, but he was above Larsson, which is just stupid. Get the list up.
I'll get the list up. What is it? It's the
top Swedish sports stars. Zlatan, raging.
Who wrote this list? Was it voted for by the Swedish public?
Do you know if it was voted for by the
Swedish
public?
Table Tennis Association?
Was that a questionnaire in IKEA for the last year?
You never got a vote.
Is it top Swedish sports players? I guess.
Sports players.
Sports.
Aye, I'll put that. What do you think that striker fumes as Borg is top of list? Zlatan Ibrahimovic is just becoming a total parody now, isn't he?
See, to be honest, I read the article. I don't think he was particularly serious.
Yeah,
I mean, I think sometimes
Zlatan's always serious.
He's getting. I think he's got tongue in his cheek sometimes.
I mean, to be honest, it's like ask the question. Thank you, but no. Finishing second is like finishing last. Asked for his top Swedes, he replied, I would have been number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, with due respect to others. He's obviously taking the piss, right? But, people just like...
Zlatan doesn't take the piss.
You're not about to get kicked off your first podcast, mate, to be honest, with that bullshit.
Do you dare to Zlatan?
It's like coming last.
Where's the full list? Because if Larsson was 37, what did they fucking go up to? 38.
Can you give me a second, man? Fucking hell, why am I the bad guy here?
He's piggybacking on somebody's Wi-Fi to get
Zlatan, table tennis player, Bjorg. He took a total Zlatan and went for it.
Is Martin Dahlin in the list? Oh, we won't know because you've not managed to get up.
Can you... I'm very angry at you right now.
Right, okay.
The list is available somewhere, so at your leisure, go and look at it, because we just spent 20 minutes off here trying to find it.
if you find the list, tweet it.
Yeah, tweet 90 Minute Cynic with the list. Anyway, we could sit here talking about, just individual players for hours. We're going to move on to... We'll talk about Celtic, because we've got a few questions from people, which is always great. But talk us through the Dundee United game. who wants to go first? Has anyone got a deep desire to start? Because ultimately, it was a game we lost, and it was a game a while ago. So
it was frustrating. I think it was a game we should have came away with something, but it was one of. I think it was one of those games again where with Celtic, you don't quite know what you're going to get. So you either get the fantastic performance where we rattle goals in and we're fantastic for the full game, or else we're pretty mediocre and not really on it. And it was kind of somewhere in between. The performance was there, but I mean, we should have.
The whole team kind of had an F.A. Ambrose.
Aye. Oh, there was a number of F.A. Ambrose people. But at the same time, though, in the first half, we could have scored 2 or 3 goals and didn't.
I thought we played some good stuff at Tannadice. We need to remember at times. We need to remember that they are, our second biggest rivals after Aberdeen, and they were second in the league when we played them. Now you can say all you want about we've got more money than them and we've got better players and all that, but at the end of the day, in a one-off game, it's 11 versus 11, right? I thought we played some good stuff. Again, Guidetti missed a lot of chances.
He wasn't really there much, was he?
He wasn't, and he's becoming more and more isolated, I think. And I don't think that's because of the way the team's playing. I think it's just he's becoming isolated. He's not making the right runs he was at the start of the season. He's not necessarily finding the space the way he was. And by the way, I'm not saying became a bad player overnight. What I'm saying is maybe we're relying on him too much, and he still is only 22. Thoughts on that?
I think other teams as well as that, other teams are knowing how to play against Celtic. They're too familiar every game.
Predictable.
Sifsey, or however you say his name, straight for the off, just thought, I'm going for Brown.
Aye.
I'm going to try and get him sent off today. He just went for him, and Guidetti was out the game. It was as if they knew what was coming.
Yeah.
They planned for it, and the plan worked.
That's 5 in a row he's not scored, I think. And the latest rumour on Twitter today was that he has... Celtic can't afford to pay him what he wants. Now they've made, again, this is total Twitter rumours, so I don't know if there's any substance to it, but they're saying that £20,000 a week wasn't enough for the guy. Now, a few weeks ago in the podcast, we were getting a bit carried away with him. I actually remember I kind of said he excited me in a way that the last time a Celtic striker did was Craig Bellamy, because when he got the ball, he looked at it that way that you thought he was definitely always going to do something. Perhaps we get carried away with the guy. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad player, as you said. He's turned into a bad player overnight. But is he that good? Have we been desperate for a hero, so we've overrated him? Because for the last few games, the guy's just looked pish, basically.
Yeah. Thoughts, Lee? I mean, has your opinion of him changed in the last maybe 5 or 6 games?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's changed in the last 5 or 6 games, but I was kind of sceptical about him at the start anyway. And I know Brian for the Cynic he was saying how fantastic he was and he'll rattle goals in and he's brilliant, and I know he's been on kind of Celtic's radar for quite a long time and people were getting excited about him, but I was kind of that way where, well, I don't really know much about the guy, I'm not going to get that carried away. Then he obviously came as he started scoring goals, but he's never really impressed me in any other aspect of his game. Like, he can score goals, yes, but he's not really done anything else. I don't think his performances have been that great, but he's clearly a guy who knows how to score goals, which is obviously something that Celtic need. But I wouldn't say that he particularly excites me when he plays with the ball at his feet. I don't really think he's capable of something like magic, but at the same time, he's definitely got a good shot on him and can score goals. It's kind of a funny one. That's a bit of a concern, obviously, that he's not scoring just now. But I mean, if what you're saying is true and he's 20 grand's not enough for him, for me, we'd have to be doing a lot more than what he is doing for 20 grand a week.
Who's playing better, Griffiths or Guidetti? Franz?
I don't know. I had money on Griffiths' first goal scorer the other day. I thought he was 100% getting a start, and he did against Ross County. But I don't know. I'm not. He looks as if he's maybe got a bit of a spark about him when he comes on for 20 minutes.
You're not a fan?
This is my worry as well. I think he's maybe better as a sub.
Yeah, that's maybe when I think he needs more of a chance.
I like
as well. I don't dislike him, but I'm not 100% sure that I like him yet. I think he needs more of a chance.
Griffiths you're talking about?
Yeah.
I like Griffiths, but I think he would do better with a partner.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that he won't get a partner.
I don't think he'll get a partner either. We kind of, against Ross County, I know we'll go back to Dundee United. Against Ross County, we kind of went to a kind of standard 4-4-2 with Johansson playing wide right, which it just really didn't work. Now, we have been crying out to go 2 up top, and Deila's, don't know if Deila's maybe doing it to let the fans see that it doesn't work. But look what happens when we play 4-4-2. I'm not saying he's doing that, but that could be a kind of bit of reverse psychology, because it really didn't work against Ross County. It was a poor display. Again, in patches we played some really good stuff, but in smaller patches, Ross County, it was just a frustrating game. There's not a lot more you can really say about it, because we had pretty much most of the possession. We had all of the chances. They had a chance at the end that Craig Gordon did fantastically well to save. Thank fuck for Craig Gordon. The point I'm trying to make is maybe 4-4-2 isn't the way to go. Maybe Griffiths isn't going to have a partner. Maybe Griffiths should be playing.
Did Griffiths have a partner at Hibs? And who was it?
Griffiths was pretty much their talisman. He played deeper than. I don't think he was a number 9. He played a little bit deeper than that. He actually linked up a lot very well with like Liam Craig and stuff like that. But I wouldn't put Griffiths as a number 9 anyway. Thoughts? I mean, what do you?
I think he deserves a chance, because I do think he's probably get the best shot on him out of anybody. But I feel as if there's a wee bit of it that he's good as a sub, but starting a game, he's not quite delivering the same. But then it's kind of harsh to say that when the guy's not had a run of starts.
Well, he started a lot of games last season and he was rattling the goals in.
I think Griffiths will get you goals. What I would say as well is we touched on it earlier about Forrest being injured again. I think if Deila gets his wide players right, our forward will score.
I agree with that.
We had a short period where Forrest and Stokes were doing really well, and I think getting his wide players right is what he's been looking to do, which is why we've got so many fucking players on loan who can play out wide. But it's not really clicked. And you were saying about Deila playing 4-4-2, it shows it doesn't work. I think he's trying other things, because his preferred system, a 4-3-3, isn't, hitting the ground running, so he's trying other things.
Do you think that's because he doesn't have the right players for the right positions?
I think we need to remember that he's only had one transfer window. Yeah. Some people are saying if he's wanting to play that position, he doesn't have the players, he should be more pragmatic and accommodate around them. January's a big month for him, because if he doesn't, I think he's going to sign a few players, and if he doesn't get it right, it could be trouble for him.
We are make or break with them, and when I say make or break, what I mean is make or break. No, I mean like a bad window could cost him his job, even if we win the league.
See, the thing is as well, I mean, he won 9 games in a row, is that right?
8, I think.
7 or 8, yeah.
7 or 8 in a row. We had a decent run. Now, some of the performances weren't perfect, but you could see we were getting somewhere. Last 2, we've 1 point out of 6. And the previous criticisms of him are coming back in, and that's because teams are closer to us. What, Aberdeen 2 points behind us?
Yeah, they could go top because we play after them.
Now, although it could only be for 90 minutes or whatever, that's January. And there's a team that close to us, questions are going to be asked about them. And although we can see the seeds of something there, do you know what I mean? We aren't performing consistently.
It's a bit being in a title race, which is what we are. I don't really like it.
But the problem as well is, though, I don't see any. And I don't mean to be arrogant about this, but look at Dundee United. They beat us last week, and then they fucking lost to Inverness the week after.
St Johnson.
Whatever, they're all the same to me. But Aberdeen as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've done fantastically well. These teams to be up there and stuff like that. But I don't imagine they would have the consistency to kind of.
I think a team like Aberdeen, see if we got to, when I say we,